So this is our which house should I buy segment, and we're looking to see which would be the better unit for Raul and Marta. So the first unit that we're analyzing is the Cedar, and it's 1,700 square feet. It has 2 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms, and a den. And the second unit is the Maple, and it's 1,900 square feet. It has 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, no den, but one of the bedrooms could be a den. So let's have a look.
Yes, exactly. So here's the front of the website. We can see it's actually a nice looking project. What I think is most interesting about this project is that the community is a mixed income community. It has public housing, affordable housing, market housing, and the project won a 2009 National Award for Smart Growth Achievement. So they're really trying to take an old problematic neighborhood and revitalize it into something else. And so when you see this,
so it's got a good social agenda.
Yeah, I think that's really great. Here we can see the project and its location shipped to downtown.
Right.
And as we said, it's in a walkable neighborhood. There's the Google map of the site here, and we can see the developer's site plan. And what I think is particularly interesting is how they've created new streets within the existing site, and they're reconstructing each block as its own
it's
separate.
Actually really interesting.
Yeah,
it's an interesting project.
I like that. It is a kind of smart growth idea. And now we get to the 2 units.
Okay.
So
so we've scored it for location. We didn't score them for environmental performance.
No.
And we've given them the citing points.
And organization.
And organization.
And this unit we gave 13 out of 20. So it's right on the edge. It does meet the minimum design threshold.
Right.
And the problems being obviously the entry. You're coming right into that den. It is nice to have a main floor den.
It's great. I think there is a concern about having the shared space there with the entry and not the division. You might have to renovate or do something
even
initially to give you
right
a screen or something. And so I mean it is nice. It is kind of a work-live sort of situation when you're right by but I'm not sure about how they've actually designed it.
No. So at this point, I don't think we can give that, but it is something that you can easily get that extra point.
Yeah.
I think
the other concern I've got is just on the top floor with the bathroom. I think that the bathroom design is a little bit suspect. I think having the segmented bathroom in itself is not a bad idea, but I'm not sure why we have that room just with a sink in it. It seems a bit strange to me, and then the vanity space in the main bathroom seems a bit not very big.
It would have been better just to have had 2 doors into one bathroom and then had a larger vanity.
I agree. And then the only other thing that I'm concerned about is just on the main floor again by the entry is we've got the laundry and the hot water tank with 2 bifold doors, and that kind of takes up this whole corner, and so you're going to need access to those. So again, it's really restricting that den. I have some concerns about that. So that's sort of my issue with this. I do think, though, that the main floor plan is actually pretty good. The side yard dining room is great because it's got light. There's a good living room. Family room looks out
It's a little small, but it's nice.
And the kitchen's compact and it works good. So I think that works well. Okay, so let's look at the second unit.
So this one's got 3 bedrooms. It doesn't have that den, so we can see that it's got a slightly modified main floor, and it actually makes that an entrance.
So that's actually an interesting way of looking at this, because this bedroom very easily could be an office, right? And it's right by the entry, same sort of live-work condition. There's a bathroom here if you wanted to convert it to a guest room. I think it makes sense. The entry here is really good. Yeah. I think the issue that we've got is kind of on the second floor here, actually, because we've got this sort of enclosed kitchen, a dining space that's going to be dark, and then the living room, and we've got that typical long, narrow townhouse condition, and I worry about the quality of the space, particularly the dining room, right?
I think there's too much space in that dining area. It's too dark, and the kitchen isn't very effectively laid out.
Yeah, I agree, and the kitchen, to me, it's one of those ones where you've got an island with no function. It's a little bit too small for the space. I just don't think, and this space here, we got to talk about this, because what is that? Is that the nook? It's too small, really, for the table.
No, and then that throws the laundry into question too.
Yeah,
I would say.
So it scored 14. I've struggled with this one to think about it, but do you know what I'm actually going to recommend? I'm going to recommend the Cedar with a renovation to the den, and to rework both the laundry and the den to make it a little bit more private. And that's what I'm going to recommend, because I think the second floor is actually really good in that unit.
Right.
And maybe a renovation to the bathroom too, if we've got enough money after we renovate the den.
Well, and actually, I would agree with you, and I think that if this was a project that was under construction, hadn't been built yet, it would be fairly easy to just make those small modifications. If it was something that had been built, you're probably stuck with the bathroom the way it is, but even just adding a bookcase, a freestanding piece of millwork to separate that entry from the den would do wonders, and I think you could probably make that laundry work in the same way, which would get it up to 14, maybe even 15 points. That's what we think. What do you think? Looking forward to your comments.